So how are you doing today, Tom?
Fine, excellent. Got my grandkids over and I'm very happy.
Yeah, you and your wife, Julie, have set up this entire little Christmas village. And, how long does it take you to set it up usually?
It's about 3 days, maybe 20 to 25 hours. It takes a lot of time before that to unpack these. Every year we take them out of boxes, and then at the end of the Christmas season, after Little Christmas, which is January 6th, we pack them back up, and it takes a few days to pack it back up too. We do it so that it won't break and it'll be fine for the next year.
Yeah. So when do you usually start this?
After Thanksgiving, but probably about the beginning of December, so it's about a week, Thanksgiving time.
Yeah. How long has it taken you to collect all of these different toys, or not toys?
Honestly, yeah, the pieces about, I think we have about 10 years worth of collection here. We started in El Paso and then we've added to it. We primarily got the big houses in El Paso. For a few years we got 2 or 3 per year, and the last year or two we just run out of, not room, this room that you see, our solarium has got room, but we have to come up with something different every year. So what we're adding is more vehicles and more villagers, people from the village.
And you've added a lot more last year. You added that entire little place down there. The bridge and
the skiing area is all brand
yeah.
new this year. Let's see, that's the primary addition. I'm trying to think whatever. Another mountain, the mountain things. Snoopy. I think that's pretty much the village, and probably 8 or 10 people and a couple of groups.
Yeah. So you've added a whole nother story this year, haven't you? Because I remember, I think last year it was only one story and maybe another level.
We had a second story, but not 3. Here we have the 3 levels. You're correct. And we've separated. This is the middle part of the village. Up top is the retail stores and the town hall in the center, and the fountains in front of that on the top row. And then in the middle we've got some houses, the school, the big main church. And then down in the valley, we call the part on the floor the valley. And this is the skiing area, it's the resort area, it's the water tower, the toboggan runs. Most of the players at a resort is where we have there. And then over to the right over here, we've got the things that would be more out in the country, the winery, the place that the plants grow. We've got barns and hay lofts, and then we've got an old country rustic church, and then down below that we have animals, and we have a couple of houses that people that live out in the country would, but then the cars go all the way through. We have everything from, we've collected the vehicles from all over as well. Some are just clay and painted models that don't move. Others have wheels, like this Coca-Cola truck, the garbage truck. We're selective on our vehicles. Some are just the ones that come with the sets as well.
Yeah, so you have this Christmas village, and you also have a Charlie Brown village. I hear you really like Charlie Brown.
I do like Charlie Brown. As you can see, the Christmas tree behind me over my left shoulder is primarily loaded with things from Charlie Brown: Snoopy, Linus, Lucy, Sally Brown, Woodstock the bird, and we have different characters. Peppermint Patty. Over to my right shoulder is the collection of toys that we've been collecting. Charlie Brown and Snoopy toys for almost as long as Julie and I have been married, probably close to 40 years.
Wow.
Different things. A lot of those are not out. They're still, we kind of rotate them year after year. And then we add every year to the Snoopy collection. Our third collection, which doesn't really reflect in this particular Christmas room that's more out in the living room is our Santa collection.
Yeah.
We collect Santa. So primarily it's the Village, it's Charlie Brown, and it's Santa's. Oh, and nativity sets.
Oh,
Let
yeah.
me not forget, the one thing that's all over here, and just saying, talking, just is nativity sets. We collect those every place we visit. Some people collect little shot glasses or souvenirs from places. We like to go if the town or the city or the country has a nativity set, and most do. We just got one. Our most recent one was up in Denver when we visited last month. We got a new nativity set.
Yeah. So it probably takes like a lot of detail to place all the snow and stuff. Can you tell me about the snow?
What thing? The snow, we've got different, we've got the blankets of snow, we've got the flat runner pieces that cover up your floor or whatever, and then we have the sprinkle snow. You need some of it to cover the wires that, of course, I mean, most of the things are either battery or plugged in to get the lights, and you're using that to cover it up to look like it's free fall. So there's places that the snow drifts, you'd wonder why they were so high, but it's just because of the boxes that you have to cover. So
Yeah.
if we had a full, what would really be nice, and my dream, but it probably wouldn't come to reality, is to have a room, whether it's this or someplace in a house, or where I could keep up the set year round and just be able to, you know, add to it that way, not have to take it down every year, and still be able to change it around. Say I didn't want this brewery here in the front of this top deck, I
Yeah.
could move that someplace else, but if it was there, then I could look at it and really figure out where the people would be best moving around in the village. But since I have to put it up and take it down each year, it makes it important to have it a little bit different so that we're not thinking it's exactly the same every year. So, you know,
Yeah.
the areas where different items are will change, but it would be fun to, you know, have it up year round. We had friends in Old Bethpage, where we grew up in, or not grew up, but where Julie and I were first living, that had a manger scene, like supposed to be, you know, during Jesus' time, and it was year round, and it was a bigger set than we have right here, the Christmas set, and he kept it up in his basement. And that's what's good about Eastern homes or homes that have basements. You have part of your house that you can do a project in and not have to worry, you know, about people coming and going.
Yeah. Well, thank you for
Thank you.
doing
I love
this.
your interview. Thank you very much. You're a very professional and excellent young man, and great in your show, Christmas Carol, too.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Goodbye. Hello, this is Julie Boyd and Clara Villasenor. I was just talking to your husband, Tom, and he was telling me about the Santa villages. Can you tell me more about, like, how long you've collected that?
Well, we've been collecting the Santa villages for many, many years. Back when we first were a part of El Paso, we started with just one little small Santa house. And we loved it so much that over the course of the years, we bought more and more different pieces and added with that the different people to go along with the village, and the carriages, the cars. And so it became a complete village for us.
Yeah.
So, I like the snow. Did you make the snow or buy the snow?
Well, the snow was purchased, yes. It's like little flakes. It reminds me of flakes of fine soap.
Yeah.
And we just spread that around, and it does make it look like real snow as we are.
Yeah. What about the Santas themselves? How long have you...
Again, the Santas themselves, we have collected since just after we got married, which is now over 42 years ago.
Wow.
We started with, again, one little Santa, and we just loved it so much, and it symbolized where we were living at the time. We were living in San Francisco, and so we decided with that to use that as a part of our Christmas tradition, and have added many Santas since then over the years. And some of them, after we've gone on trips, we've brought back a Santa that reflected the culture where we were visiting, and so that's where we came from.
So do you like just see something in the stores that looks sort of cool? Like maybe you saw a Santa with a purple hat instead of a red and white hat. Would you say, oh, that looks cool, and just get it? Or
Basically, that's really how we to choose which ones we purchase. We have 3 different Santas that we have collected over the years that have actually come from artisans in Russia and are signed on the bottom with their signatures. And one of the first ones that we bought like that, we purchased on a trip to Santa Fe, New Mexico. We were there with very good friends of ours, and in a little tiny shop where almost everything there was imported from Russia and had been hand done by the artisans themselves.
That's cool. So how do you like the village, Clara?
well, I think it's really extraordinary. Last time, I know that there wasn't as much stuff as you have this year. And overall, I've seen this a lot of years. Well, I've seen 2 because you've been here 2 Christmases, right?
We've been here 2 Christmases.
Did you still do it in El Paso?
Yes, we did. Yes.
Because I feel like I've seen it more.
You have. When you were smaller, you were just a little tot at the time. You were maybe 2 years old, and you came down to El Paso with your mother, and no. You were 2 years old, and you came down to El Paso, and we had the village up, and you were able to see it at that time.
Yeah, I was just like amazed when I saw it. It's cool.
It is cool. We love it.
Tom was also telling me that you collect nativity scenes. So how many of those do you have? And like, how does that, I don't know.
Relate into.
Tie into the whole thing. Well, we have at this point in time over 50 different nativity scenes or nativity sets. And so, again, it goes back to we collect them because they mean something to us. We have with us the very first one that we had when we first got married, and it's just a little tiny baby nativity set, and have collected again from all over the world. We've got one that came from Morocco, one that came from Peru, one that's from Portugal. So when we see them and they strike our eye, we will buy it and collect it. We even have one that's like a snow globe, but it's actually a Christmas card that could be sent out to someone.
Oh, that's cool.
And it is really, it's so
Is
pretty.
that it?
That is the one right there. Yes.
It feels like that.
Are you planning on starting any new collections?
At this moment, no. We plan on continuing to collect what we have, and each time we see something that makes us feel happy and that we feel that we can share with others in our family, that's what we will continue to do.
Do you have any like maybe you got one? So let's say you went to San Antonio and you had a really good memory, like you went swimming or something and you found a fish one. Do you have any ones like that?
No, we don't have a fish one.
Well, not like that, but like one that brings memories.
Well, oh yeah, almost all of them bring memories to us. Some of them bring, like I said, the very first one. Clara, if you want to bring the little brown one over there, the very first one that you see, right? The very first one right here. No, the little brown one. Bigger.
Oh.
The first one on the table. That's it. That was the very first one, and you asked if it brought memories. This is the very first one that we purchased. We purchased it at St. Mary's Church in San Francisco, California. And that was the very first year that we were married, and we were still living up on Washington Street in San Francisco, and would walk down to the church to go to Mass on Sundays. And they had a little bookshop down there, and that's where we found that. So that's where that means so much to us.
Yeah.
Is that like your very favorite special one?
Well, they're all very favorite and they're all very special. So it's hard to say yes, because yes and no.
Are there any that bring like bad memories?
I wouldn't keep them if they had
Yeah.
bad memories attached to them.
No, like if you got caught in a rainstorm or something when
And then
you
you
were.
bought one there.
Oh, I wish that would. Now that would be a fun one, but no. This one, however, this came from I believe it was Chile, and it's made of fine little pine cones, rather, almost like when you rub your shoes to take the dirt off of it.
Oh.
Well, the village people made these themselves and put it together. And to me, I think it's just absolutely beautiful. It could actually hang on the tree. However, we just prefer not, to put it around like this.
Yeah.
So,
So, are all your, I see your Christmas tree that when he interviewed Tom in that room, there's a big Christmas tree. Are all of your ornaments Charlie Brown, or some of them balls, or something?
no, all of our ornaments aren't, but this year we put a big emphasis on Charlie Brown, or on the Snoopy characters themselves. Charles Schultz was a fun person as far as his ability to create those different characters, and Tom always loved all of the Peanuts characters. So
And
this is part of the reason that we decided to do it that way this year.
is this Linus?
That is Linus, and if you push his foot here, it will talk to us.
I bring you tidings of great joy, which will be to all people, and on earth peace, goodwill toward men. That's what Christmas is all about, Charlie Brown.
And that particular line came from the Christmas story of Charlie Brown, in which they were putting on a play.
Charlie Brown.
And Charlie Brown actually ends up, that's where we see what we call Charlie Brown's Christmas tree.
Oh yeah.
Which is really just a twig.
Which is really just a twig, but it's all in the eye of the beholder.
Exactly. Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you, Ben. I appreciate you coming here today.